to say hi to YouTube. Hello YouTube, join us in the basement. We have gamer subs at discount with code Mew. That is true. Gamer subs for everyone. Hi YouTube, you look cute while sleeping at night.
Huh?
Hi YouTube, come and sniff Milky with us. Hey, why sniff me? YouTube homies, you better look under your bed if you don't come to the stream now. What if they like it? What if they are into the demon under their bed? You know, you never know. Okay, chat, let's watch USA versus Europe meme. That's gonna be interesting because I'm not from the US or from Europe. So we can check the difference. Here. As from the meme here on the thumbnail, punching a wall, I would say that here's closer to EU, definitely. If you punch a wall here, I will be very sorry for what happens to your hand. US houses are like made of cardboard, dude.
Punching a wall in the US versus in EU. Europeans, when they see Americans, no free healthcare.
Always.
Europe is asleep. These are called chips, and these are called... No, they're not. We are not asleep. I feel bad for you, said Europe. I don't even think about you at all, said America.
They only think about themselves, to be fair.
Americans, when it's 90 degrees outside, versus Europeans when it's 90 degrees. Who even uses Celsius? Like, how extra?
Oh, what? Bruh, the absurd of the... Who even uses Celsius?
Places which use Celsius versus Fahrenheit.
I hate this so much, chat. Why? Look at this. Look at this. Literally, the only place on the planet that uses Fahrenheit.
You guys are extra.
Yep.
Medieval Europe versus medieval Europe in movie/documentary.
I never thought about this. It's the opposite of Mexico. And it's like Mexico in movies, it's all yellow. If it's Europe, it's like kinda blue.
Europe. Americans naming cities. Europe. New city name.
No, not even that. Have you ever took a close look in the US map? I used to play GeoGuessr a lot. And there's Brazil. Did you know that there's a city called Brazil in Indiana? I remember seeing so many weird places. To be fair, we saw another meme the other day with a bunch of like really weird names in the UK.
The most expensive room per night in Europe versus America. Traveling to a different country in a movie starter pack. USA, Mexico, India, Canada, South America, Scandinavia/Eastern Europe.
There we go. We have all the filters here. What? Canada is like just high saturation.
Grass in USA versus grass in Europe.
Is it like that? Do people smoke a lot in Europe? The only place in Europe I've been to was the UK. And I feel like I see way more people vaping there. People vape there so much, Jesus.
25-year-old European versus 25-year-old American.
Wait, what? Americans, can you relate to this? Do you have a big-ass house by 25? The 25-year-old European sounds like quote-unquote normal.
I still can't believe Americans don't call car parks car park. What? Is that where you bring your car on weekends so it can play with other cars? No, it's where you park your car. Almost like an area of land. A lot, if you will, for parking cars. A parking lot. A car park. 100 acres of pizza are served in the US every day. Who the hell measures pizza in acres? USA. How Europeans see Americans. I've got to embrace the flag. I've got to sniff the flag. I've got to lick the flag. I've got to wash the flag. I've got to date the flag. And I've got to be the flag. People who leave their phones set to military times are war criminals. How do you look at 405 and go, wow, I can understand that. Bootlickers, what's next? You gonna join the army? Recruit me?
Americans, am I right? Literally cannot count past 12. People nowadays can even read like analog clocks, you know? That doesn't surprise me that much.
Americans be like, okay, I can't count past 12 actually.
What did I say? They can't count past 12. That's their limit.
If I have a medical emergency, don't you dare call an ambulance. You better Uber my butt to the hospital because we are not about to pay $5,000 for a ride in the Wii U wagon.
Wii U.
Everyone outside the USA laughing nervously. What? Hey Canadians, have fun at school tomorrow. Hey Americans, have fun paying your healthcare. Stop guys, we're friends, remember? Children, behave, else mother shall have to gift the pair of you a bollocking. You couldn't beat 13 states. Let alone 50. Lol, Australia doesn't even exist. Aussies are just spicier British people.
Bruh.
What are flavorless British people? Just normal British people? What are Americans? Cheesy stuffed British people. The British keyboards have a special pound key on their keyboards. How do you hashtag? Hashtag is over by the enter key. Don't you worry your little butt. What do American keyboards look like then? Oh, as an American, I can confirm this. European kids getting ready for another school year. American kids getting ready for another school year. Rural town in the... I hate this word, bruh. Rural town in the US.
Damn, that's cute. I like this one. That looks cute.
A policeman is approaching you in Europe versus them approaching you in America. To be honest, Americans are so funny. They're like, OMG, there's a concert near my house. It's like a 3 hours drive. And Europeans are like, what? A 3-hour drive? Are you kidding me? I'm not going to France for that.
The smallest amount of time I need to drive to get out of my state is about 5 hours.
Australians crying in the distance. Invent a new sport. Spread it globally. Be bad at it. Invent a new sport. No one else plays it. Declare world championship. An American pickup in Europe.
Oh my god, it doesn't fit!
Why is it so fat? The American who thinks that America sucks is moving to Europe. The European who thinks that Europe sucks is moving to America.
Yup, it be like that anywhere.
Europe. Americans are so uncivilized and violent. Also Europe whenever someone scores a goal in soccer.
Also, French people for nothing, apparently. Whatever happens there, they set fire to something. I never understand this.
It's football. To be honest, it's kind of funny how so many Americans are convinced that every house over like 10 years old has a ghost.
Huh?
This house is 100 years old. People have died in here. Like, okay. Yeah, but in Europe, when they're like, someone has died here, they mean like 4 generations have lived peacefully and passed of old age in this home. In America, someone died here. It's like some dude locked his mum in the basement and she starved to death.
Damn.
People in Northern Europe with 12-degree weather. When Americans complain about heat. Europe. I'm in my 30s and don't have a car. We don't care. Get the bus. USA. I'm in my 30s and don't have a car. If you speak to us again, we will call the police.
To be fair, I feel like it's so hard to get by in America without a car, right?
US sports fans. Mix us together in the crowd. It's all good. European fans.
Wait, in the US if you have 2 teams playing, do they stay mixed up? That's not a thing here. It's always like one side is for one team, the other side is for the other team.
Me, an American, trying to chum up with the Europeans. The Europeans. 20-year-old American boys. Mom, can I drink a beer? No, you are way too young. 15-year-old European boys. Dad, I'm getting a beer with the boys. Can I join? Americans, when Americans make fun of the United States. Americans, when Europeans make fun of America.
I feel like it's always chill when you're making fun of your own place, but the moment other people do it's like, bruh.
Europeans to Americans. Europeans to Americans when they need military support. How Europeans think of Americans who have a carry license. American chocolate. You think you're better than me. European chocolate. I am better than you.
Now that I think about this, what's American chocolate? It's like Hershey's American? They can compete! They have like the best chocolate places in Europe. Belgium chocolate, Swiss chocolate. You can't really compete with that, right?
Americans be like, I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Americans be like,
I'm gonna go watch a war movie.
Americans be like,
I'm gonna go eat an orange.
Americans see a tree rodent and go,
Look, a squirrel.
Americans be like,
Can you give me a glass of water?
Europeans. I can't believe Americans don't use the metric system. Americans with 3 grams and a 9mm in their pocket. Europeans with cryptids. What whimsical creatures. Let's invite them in for tea. Thank you. We'd love some tea. Let us celebrate. Americans with cryptids. This is the last forest you're haunting, you son of a... I'm gonna smash your corpse when I'm done. Europeans, when you ask them what they know about America. When you realize that the US is technically older than the UK. Europeans, when they see an American minding their own business. We are intellectually superior in every way. Europeans, strict gun laws. Americans, when Europeans find out that they created the American. No. Americans microwaving their tea. Britons drinking instant coffee. Europeans. Let's make memes about Americans. That'll show them. Americans. I'm sorry. Who are you again? Brits making fun of Americans for using feet. Also Brits when they use stones for weight.
Look, I get mad about US measuring system, but have you seen UK? Like, they just use everything.
When you are British and your American friend says, let's play football, but then they bring an
Damn.
ellipse-shaped ball. I am a bit confused. The beginning of the American Revolution. You owe me like $1. You'll have to kill me for it. We're experiencing heavy snow. Massive snowstorm. Duh, more vodka. Looks like spring, eh? When I see British citizens mocking the president, I just remember that in 100 years, they went from ruling 1/4 of the world to living on an island the size of Michigan. So this is an American translator for what Americans say and what it means. I'm afraid of Americans. This is super real. Let's get coffee sometime means goodbye, I like you. Or let's stay in touch means goodbye, I don't like you that much.
Let's stay in touch. I don't like you that much. Yo, that's fucked up.
Today I learned Americans call a knob of butter a stick of butter. Wait, we call it a knob too. Who the hell calls it? We call it a knob. What? Those Americans are terrible with all of their shootings that happen. Meanwhile in Europe, Americans...
It took me a while, bro.
When you tell them, European isn't a country, confused, oonga boonga. American drivers trying to navigate the narrow streets of an old European city.
Yo, the narrow streets are hard, man. I don't understand how people drive in it.
How Europeans think Americans get to work. Literally true. POV. 0.2 seconds after arriving in the USA. Americans. Why do Europeans think they're better than us? Europeans.
Kinder eggs are banned? Wait, do they not have it at all? Wait, Kinder eggs are just banned? Wait, I thought they had Kinder eggs, but like the package was slightly different. Kinder Surprise is banned in the USA. Kinder create a separate product for USA. That's so funny. I am sorry, Americans. Apparently your kids were just getting that Kinder eggs and swallowing the thing whole. That's funny.
USA. France, help me. France. Can't, I'm broke. It's against the British. France. What are Europe and America's views on gun safety? Europe says guns should be highly controlled and used only by responsible adults. America says if their age is on the clock, then they can use a Glock. How Americans see USA versus USA in reality. Olive oil Europe versus butter Europe.
I feel like here's kind of a mix. Sometimes we use olive oil, sometimes we use butter.
Europe every couple decades. Father, I crave violence. Aliens visiting the United States versus aliens visiting Eastern Europe. Driving directions in Europe, 1922. Drives on the left, drives on the right. Mixed.
Mixed? How does that work? Drive whatever you want, we don't care.
Mixed. Average USA hospital visit. This is horrible. This man has no insurance. I'm on it, doctor. They pushed him off. They killed him. Australian arrested in Australia. Australian arrested in Europe. European arrested in Australia. Toilet in Europe versus toilet in India versus Amber Heard's toilet.
Bruh. No. I forgot about that, bro. Why did you have to bring it up? Ugh.
Speed cameras anywhere else. Speed cameras in Eastern Europe.
Bruh. Hello.
How Americans see Europe. It's too far away. We can't.
Damn.
Americans simply cannot conceive of how gloomy Europe is. Wow, so UK is horrible. Let's go. At 19 years old in America. Can I buy a bottle of vodka? USA. No, that's illegal and irresponsible. Can I go $50,000 in debt for education?
Yeah.
We encourage it. American Impossible Challenge. Americans tried to name this country challenge. Impossible. Americans literally have no banter. I don't know what country this is coming from, but we've probably beaten you in a war at some point. I'm American. Civil War. America. I'll kick anyone's butt. I'll kick your butt. I'll kick your dog's butt too. I'll even kick my own butt.
Okay.
Remember that time it got so hot in some parts of Australia? The bottoms of people's thongs were literally melting to the asphalt, and people still ask me why I hate summer.
What?
For Americans reading this post, a thong is a flip-flop.
Oh! I didn't know that. I was really confused here.
A flip-flop.
The amount of O's. I was really trying to picture this, and I was like, why is there so many people people apparently wearing tongues.
Oh. Racism in Europe versus racism in America.
Damn.
Europeans memeing on Americans. Europeans being memed on by Americans. Anti-curfew riots in the Netherlands. America. Europe. Netherlands. Dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the Americans.
Bruh.
Europe is better because we have social benefits. That's only possible because the US rebuilt Europe.
Damn.
So the evolution of cars for USA, Germany, and Russia.
Huh? What's going on? What's going on with all of them?
100 years in the future. USA Michigan versus Norway. How the rest of the world sees the USA. Los Angeles. What? Disney World. Yeehaw. New York.
Makes sense. Yep, that's how I see it.
Being bilingual in America versus being bilingual in Europe. I thought it would be the opposite. No, it has to be, right?
Why? I feel I always had this thing that everyone in Europe at least speaks like their native language plus English. I don't know how it is for the UK though. I feel like the UK is probably similar to America, I feel like. But I feel like anywhere else, they are at least gonna speak their native language plus English. At least. A lot of people speak like multiple languages.
Europe's so good they made a sequel. History books. History books if Europe had natural resources. Salesman slaps USA. You can fit so many idiots in this bad boy. Hunting in Mexico versus hunting in Australia versus hunting in USA.
Huh.
Everything's better with explosives. I've always scoffed at those. OMG, Europe is tiny post. But we just took the wrong exit driving back to our cabin and we literally ended up in Norway and decided to just stay for dinner.
Bruh. That's funny. Oh, well, I guess I'm in Norway now. Just gonna stay here, it's fine.
So yeah, this just happened again. There isn't even a sign that says welcome to Norway. You're just there all of a sudden. I could miss an exit and still stay in my state for another 8 hours.
Yeah.
Americans, cricket is a dumb game. USA wins one match. Americans, oh mercy me. I keep forgetting I'm in the colonies. My favorite post. Please tell me that people in Britain actually call the USA the colonies. We call you the colonies. We don't call you the colonies. Europeans. I drove 40 minutes to the Netherlands for some groceries and then popped into Germany to see some of my relatives before driving back home. Americans. I was in Florida. I drove for 9 hours. Now I'm still in Florida. I have a deep respect for Scotland because I was at an Ireland versus Scotland football match and their chant was, "We hate England more than you." One time at a Germany versus Scotland game, some German fans started the "Stand up if you hate England" chant, and the whole stadium stood up. What did we do? What didn't we do? Does this mean that England is the US of Europe? Where do you think the US got it from? Go for a walk. The scenery will cheer you up. People in Eastern Europe. USA. We're going to make a League of Nations, Europe, and you're going to join it, right? USA. You're going to join it, right? But mom... Can someone translate this? I don't know British. I'll do my best. Ahem. Hey, yo, ma. It's mum, not mum. It's chips, not crisps. It's fries, not chips. It's color, not color. It's soccer, not football. Wrong. Why is it cancelled in the UK, but cancelled in America? Oh, I actually know the answer to this one. American newspaper ads charged by the letter. So a lot of people would eliminate unnecessary letters like the second L in cancelled.
Wait, really? Oh, I didn't know that was why.
In color. Some of these spelling changes were used so often that they stuck, and now Americans just spell some words differently. In summary, Americans spell things weird because of capitalism.
Damn, man. That's rough, bro.
Another weird Australia fact. We are the only country that ever cancelled a boat race due to the lake being wet.
What?
Please elaborate. The Henley on Todd is a screw you boat race made to poke fun at the English's Henley on Thames. The Todd River is dry most of the time, and as a result, it hosts the only dry river regatta.
Bro, that's funny. I actually want to see this. This sounds really interesting.
Behold the chaos. UK. Everything the light touches is our kingdom. USA. Colonies. But what about that shadowy place? You must never go there. Americans. Talking smack to the US. Other Americans. Yeah, we suck. Europeans. Talk smack about the US. Americans.
Fair.
America. Europeans. Universal healthcare. Americans.
Oh,
Europeans
no.
asking Americans where Blackshevestovich is.
What the hell is that?
Europeans when Americans ask where Nebraska is. British cheddar versus American cheddar.
American cheddar is so like, it's almost orange.
Europeans arriving in NYC, wondering why the homeless dude pooping in a 7-Eleven cup wasn't included in their pamphlet.
What? This was not included? Nice addition, though.
Europeans, when someone mentions American healthcare, you'd rather spend taxes on guns than healthcare? Laughs in public healthcare. How Europe sees USA. This is how USA sees Europe.
That sounds accurate. The big Jesus at the bottom there. The IKEA. Oh yes, IKEA, my favorite place in Europe. Australia, wait, why is Australia there?
Yeah, I'm glad we are just England. That's nice. I think
Yeah, the entire thing.
Americans have spent long enough making fun of British accent. We need to stop making fun of our own accent. Americans be eating crayon berries. Americans be paying $20 for a crate of water bodies. Americans offered 2 choices. They have no real preference between the like 2 dozen matter.
I think my favorite word in American accent is literally. I can't say that without making it sound silly or weird. Literally.
I don't think American filmmakers realize how huge London is, because you sure have the London Eye and Houses of Parliament, but when you say London has fallen, what? So the Nando's in Catford is in flames. The Tesco in Peckham has descended into chaos. We have states bigger than your entire country. Europe, but without the... Guys, you're literally killing me.
Look, chat, you have to embrace the cringe, you know?
Thanks whoever made this meme. Japan, the USA, fighting in Europe, fighting in Africa. The State Department nailed my girl's passport.
What happened to her head? Why is her head so tall? What the hell, bruh? Oh, that's so mean, dude. What happened? Megamind? Imagine the size of that brain, dude.
Want to know just how big Texas really is? This is actually mind-blowing. I don't get it. That's Europe inside Texas. Texas isn't actually that huge, is it? France, United Kingdom relations. England, screw you. France, screw you. History of the Middle East. History of Europe. History of USA. History of USA is like a DLC of Europe history. Why divide people by irrational things when you could divide them by whether their word for cotton candy is valid or not? Examples. American English. Cotton candy. Good. British English. No, we don't call it fairy floss.
Fairy floss?
We just call it candy floss. And
Oh, candy floss. Okay, candy floss is less silly than fairy floss. Fairy floss is... Does anyone call it like that anywhere?
that is valid. Spanish and German. Sugar cotton. Good. French. Daddy's beard.
Daddy's beard! Wait, what? Any French people in chat to tell me if that's real? Yes, that's real! Bro, wait, what? Why? That's so weird. No, look, all of them are valid except Daddy's beard.
Not valid. I'm sorry, the French call it what? Americans, explaining why they don't want free healthcare because they get to skip the waiting times.
What?
Europeans with identical insurance at a fraction of the cost because it has to compete with the free one. Napoleon wants money for war with England. Thomas Jefferson wants to purchase Louisiana. British bank offers to lend Thomas the money. Thomas Jefferson borrows the money and buys Louisiana. Declares war on Britain with the Louisiana money. We can do both metric and imperial measurements. It's not difficult at all. Europeans making fun of Americans for using imperial measurement. Americans running the 100-meter dash, buying liters of soda, grams of drugs, and kilos of other drugs. British versus American. Favorite, and spelled very incorrectly by the American. Prince Harry officially renounces British residency. Lists US as his new country on documents. A literal British monarch changing his alliance to the United States. We've never been more back.
That is kind of funny, you know?
Afternoon. Hey, how are you? Fine, how about you? I'm good. You're from Maine? I'm rotated in Europe right now, so the 1900 miles away threw me off. Where's that? Maine or Europe? Europe. Where the hell is that? It's across the ocean.
Oh, wait, he doesn't know where Europe is.
USA shouldn't police the world. Totally agree. That includes removing troops in Europe, letting Europe defend itself. But I won't be able to afford all of my social policies then, because increased military spending. Wait, why are these memes like on America's side? I'm British! No! Forget this meme, it never existed.
Damn.